And we are live to record. We are live to a later viewing. Let's start things off this week with a runaround of the prompt. Who would like to take initiative?
I would like to go last.
Langdon,
I
see
am
is
not
up.
bringing anything to the table.
Okay.
I'll go after her.
Would you like music on or off, Langdon?
Wait, are you playing the music or is it someone else?
It's just playing on this speaker here.
Music on
Okay.
is good.
I'll lock you in.
All streams flow toward the city of bridges. I sometimes feel my own veins are prey to that pull, themselves so many streams. But I'm not yet ready to return there. I have work to do first, many tasks, for many hands. First and foremost, I'm bound to my agreement to the Duke of Inverness. I'm to scout and price land west of the city of bridges, seeking any type of lucrative investment. I don't believe I found it here in the Gladlock barony. It's too developed, and timber isn't the most sustainable industry. Besides, arriving and walking into a gold mine, well, that's too easy, isn't it? I have my hunches about the Straw Sea. They've never led me wrong, and those hunches have never led me wrong before. I'd have to survey it with my own tools, of course, but the tales of grass stalks, the height of hillocks is promising. How fertile the ground must be, how easily tamed and ready for seed. The Duke already holds strong agricultural investments in his duchy, and the green pioneers here in the Veldt are long for the crops of the homeland. What stands in our way but a few pathetic animals? Yes, hulking colossuses, but animals just the same. What about me? Well, the Duke's quest certainly has its perks: money, fame, influence, adventure. Though I can say it leaves something to be desired in my heart. When I was first assigned to the Veldt, I couldn't help but feel somehow honored. As a boy, my parents told me tales of the Tall Order, how they scaled the Titan Step to survey the land and track their way across this raw wilderness during the Great Trek. What honor I could bring to my family to follow in the Tall Order's trail, to see what they saw, to overcome what they overcame, and to record the entire journey with my human learned trade, and to bring it home to them. No, it wouldn't lead to riches or glory. But if they were to forgive me, even in the slightest, I could be at peace again.
All right. I love it.
That's
Love
cool.
the fleshing out. I love the idea of the Tall Order, this progenitor, surveying kind of crew or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Dr. Cumberbund, do you want to take us there?
Yeah. In the Veldt, all streams flow towards the city of bridges. Each modest rivulet seeks to rally its fellows and move towards that great chasm where they all can join the tempest of shooting water at the tail of the two great sisters, Vester and Shad. I sometimes feel the veins of my own body are prey to that pull, my vessels themselves so many streams. I feel them almost yearning to spill out of me so they can flow towards the great falls that fill the city with such sweet, obscuring clouds of mist. I have often thought, while interacting with the Veldt's pioneers and frontier settlers, how could they be satisfied living out on the nameless plains, being lonely, irrelevant to news and history, but once again I am torn. The great rivers flow towards the city of bridges, and yet once we are there, we seem to flow away from one another. That bastard, Winston, from whom I got this fine hat, once said that everyone in the city of bridges hates themselves. I promptly told him that was bullshit and to shut up. Being the way he was, he then set in on me. He said the reason I'm so eager for recognition and why I promote phony personas is that I'm disgusted by those parts of myself that only I see. Maybe he's right. Okay, not right, the simple fuck, but I mean to say that he was possibly onto something. I'm drawn to that city, and I too am a confluence of separate waters. What I mean by that is that I've never been told that I lack self-interest. I suppose I'm the most precious thing in the world to me, and yet I'm never satisfied, always anxious, disappointed, angry. There's a young man in the city right now, sitting in some dark corner of a street-side tavern, scribbling in a journal. Scribbles of ambition, things to do, and someone to kill. He exists where the waters meet, and it might as well be out amongst the stars. He watches the people at the market. He reads the heralds. Hears the preachers, but it's all noise. Contamination from somnium mining upriver. Tanneries treating hides, killing fish population, 10 days ride downstream. A man who performs cruel experiments on street urchins, too much somnium in politics, the contested homeland of the orcs, displaced goblins forced. The noise a din. The voice he hears clearly is his own, and half the time he doesn't even know what to believe. Maybe I do hate myself, but so what? That's just another fucking preoccupation in these times. Winston talked too much. He didn't know what not to say, and that's why he's dead. I won't go into whether or not that's because he struck a nerve. Why get bogged down in all that? He's dead. Skullfucker Grizz is dead. The Baron is dead. I'm losing my identity, but I'm starting to like taking others away just fine. All this posturing may just be me avoiding myself, but maybe that's just the modern way, and I'll surround myself with others. Come to me now, the famous and the dead.
All right.
Holy shit.
Sick.
Fergus.
Dang.
That was incredible.
Yeah. Okay, Alistair Robershaw.
In the Veldt, all streams flow toward the city of Bridges, my home. The tenuous threads, the literal suspense of it all. Millions struggling in the webs of a dozen spiders, and little old me tracking down the tremors, one vibration at a time. I see the web. I see the victims. I used to think the web was evil. Now, I only think about how far the city's people have to fall if they ever unstick themselves. I'll go back to the bridges when called, but until the orders land, I'll mind the edges with a knife, a staff, and a pot of glue, keeping them on the ropes above the abyss, one man, woman, and child at a time.
All right. Short, but very sweet. I like that a lot. And I love your interpretation and I think apt interpretation of the literal, the people suspended, the perilous nature of civilization. Yeah. So.
Yeah, a surprising amount of effective metaphor is stupid puns.
you just find the stupid pun and you work back.
A lot of crossover. Yeah, man.
Okay.
Seriously, in like serious literature, if you make a pun without like it being humorous, it's considered a profound observation. It's such bullshit.
Okay. And with that, I think we'll dive into things. So,
hey Woody.
Yes.
Is the screen locked on Fergus right now?
Yes, it is. I forgot to lock it on Dan. I got transfixed by.
Yeah, I was wondering why I couldn't take it off myself.
You ass.
Stop.
Okay. We wanted to see Fergus's dramatic reaction to that reading. Okay.
Fergus, you're so kawaii.
So we find ourselves back on the fringes of the Veldt, deep on the Vester west, and the strange man, the solicitor, the tall, stern Alistair Robershaw, has marshaled the building and sent our heroes upstairs to their room, effectively, bringing for Stephanie the memory of kind of this parental or scolding attitude she's familiar with from old Robbie. And
did I approve of that nickname?
No, and you don't have to in character. But that is what she called you. And the characters find themselves behind closed door and behind a crackling fire, or in front of a crackling fire, maybe. And they're seeking to figure out just how they're going to get through this interrogation unscathed. And why don't we all roll a die? Just a pure thing of chance.
You want me to roll my D12?
Yeah, we'll just call it a handicap. Yeah, you roll a d12.
19.
I got 3.
9.
I got a 2. Not to be outdone.
Not fair. You're rolling a d12.
The solicitor has decided to, for the moment, stay downstairs and see that there aren't any parties eager to cut and run. He's in a corner reviewing Simicron notes via his scepter and his relay gauntlet. And back upstairs, Stephanie can't really take it. She can't hold her thoughts in any longer.
I told you guys that we shouldn't stay here. This was a stupid plan from the very beginning. Silence, I see.
Oh, sorry, your connection was a little slow.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So I was just like waiting.
It's a little slurred there, Stephanie.
Well,
Stephanie says something, but you don't quite catch it. She kind of mumbles under her breath.
Stephanie, there's no need to place the blame or lay the finger. We have enough of a finger on our backs right now with Alistair downstairs. What the?
Oh,
fuck
whatever. Robbie isn't gonna do anything.
No. How are you so certain?
I know him.
Do you know how to manipulate him? How to use him?
No, but what if we just, I don't know, left?
Nah, that's an idea.
I'm into that. I want to hear more.
I mean, he never told us to stay, right? Let's just sneak out and leave.
Yeah, if he found us out there, it'd be well within his right to lock us up. The law in the Veldt is very bizarre. It might be worth the chance, though. Whether he twists the tail around us, the tails we tell around us, or he catches us outside, we're going to be in deep shit. I think our best bet is to both leave and to come up with our story of what happened to get ourselves aligned.
Well, we should probably find Francesca first then.
Fuck, what happened to Francesca? That's true. She is quite the mouth.
Yeah. And she knows everything.
Dr. Cumberbund, you seem to have the best way with her. She seemed to enjoy your company. If we came up with a story, do you think you'd be able to convince her of it?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Great. Then what do we think happened?
Well, pretty much all we've said so far is that we were nearby, and I think that we should kind of focus on the our interactions with the orcs, I think.
Yeah.
I specifically said I did not kill the Baron. So we've got that covered.
That's a step in the right direction.
One thing I'm stuck on is that I do have paperwork that shows that we met with the Baron. The Cropper Brothers deal I signed and had the Baron signed in front of them. It's all legal. It's on paper. So we did meet with him. Now this isn't a sure sign of it, but we do have to come clean that that did happen.
Well, can't we just destroy that document?
That's.
Aren't they dead?
Oh,
They're dead.
actually, I would need this document for the sale, though, of the land in order to be able to claim it if we ever wanted to get it back. we need some sort of proof and record. But not the worst idea. I could maybe do some forging around it.
Yeah.
Let me think about that and see what I can do. I do think what might be easiest is to just agree that we did see the Baron there, but then parted ways and went towards hunting off the goblins and the orcs that attacked the inn, rather than saying that we had gone to his duchy.
There's a rapping, a gentle rapping at the door.
Yes?
Open the door.
Do I recognize the voice?
You recognize it as Reinhardt.
It's Reinhardt. Open the door. It's Reinhardt. Let him in.
I'll open the door. But first a crack to see who's back there behind him.
You open the door and you see Reinhardt standing outside. As the door opens, he forcibly moves his hand into the crack and edges his way into the room, taking care to be quiet as he does so. He looks distressed and distraught, and you see sweat on his strong but grayed brow. And he says to you all, quick, close the door. Shutter the windows. No one can hear what we say here.
Yeah, for sure. We've taken care of most of that already. I'll close the door again.
Oh, you guys really depend on the housekeeping staff to clean up after you, don't you? I hope you were at least going to clean up that mess in the corner before you left. Anyways, it's not important. Listen, I don't know what you had to do, but I don't think it's a coincidence that you get here and the Baron goes missing. I haven't interrogated Francesca to find out what happened, but I know that you had something to do with it. I don't know who you people are. I don't know what is in your hearts. I don't know if you're thieves or murderers or heroes or rebels. I don't know what you are, but I know that you're in danger. You saved Francesca. You saved my daughter. So let me give you a chance to do you the service of returning the favor and getting you out of my hair and out of here. I want you to leave. I want you to go now. Take the road, go west, go east. I don't care. Just get out of here. I don't want your blood on my hands, and I don't want to see you hauled off to the fugue.
That's pretty generous of you. How are we going to get out of here?
At the end of the stairs, you will see a bay window. The crane there lifts inventory off onto the docks. That's how we ferry out stores of brandy and grain.
Sure. I remember the goblins getting up there.
Okay, well, you asked, so I told you.
Well, you didn't have to go through your economics.
Grab your things. You don't have much time. I don't know, but it's dark. You may be able to escape.
Listen, we can't just go and leave your daughter to say whatever she wants.
Well, it won't just be Francesca. It'll be you as well. I mean, he's going to basically sell us down the river.
Listen here, Ryan.
And you better be far away by the time he. I can't say that she can cover your tracks. It's not her responsibility.
When's he gonna stop? When's he gonna stop chasing us?
The Veldt is wide. Perhaps you can stay ahead of him.
Listen here, Reinhardt. We'll do our best to stay ahead of him, and I can track us out into the deepest wilderness, to a place he shouldn't be able to find us. But I want you to do everything you can to make sure that you don't spill those beans about who we are, about what you know.
Listen, there's a boat. There's a boat leaving tonight. I have a crate. I want you to go. I want you to pile in the crates. We lift you out. We lower you onto the barge, and you go. He doesn't know. I don't know. I tell him I don't know anything.
Perfect. And as a sign of good faith, I still have that contract If we ever do make it into the city of Bridges, I can make sure it gets into the right hands. Totally anonymously, and the barony will be yours.
You know that I don't want the barony.
just need you
Do
to
what
sign-
you will with the contract. We don't have any more time to talk. I have to go. And Reinhardt turns around and he says, I do thank you for saving Francesca. And then he closes the door behind him.
Well,
And we're going to actually cut over to Alistair Robichaud as he sits downstairs reviewing his Simicron, his little files, his motes, his index of motes.
Just by way of introduction, the snag you haven't met, his name is Brutus. So when I refer to Brutus, that's who I'm talking to. Is it just the three of us downstairs? What's the...
Yeah, currently it's just the three of you downstairs. Dooley stands watch by the door while Brutus is kind of seated at the bottom of the stairs. He's looking at, well, here, let's jump in to our little map. Brutus is sitting at the bottom of the steps, eyeballing the gigantic taxidermied form of the Danish hell pig near the hearth of the publican's tavern room here.
Well, Brutus, y'all my protege. Do you think it's real?
This big pig, you mean?
You're looking at it. I thought that was rather obvious.
Yeah, it fucking smells real, I'll tell you that much.
So articulate. What
Listen,
about
what
the
the
story?
hell do you think's going on here, Mr. Robichaud?
I don't know. You tell me. Do you think those the stories are real?
I think that bunch is dead guilty.
Why, though?
Well, it's just the razor of it, sir. I mean, the baronies go smoothly for as long as I can figure. I mean, I didn't pay much attention to the history, as always, but they show up in town, the baron goes missing, there's all kinds of mischief. It's just beyond coincidence to me.
You never know. Sometimes folks out there think this is some sort of game.
Well, and on some level, I mean, and I ain't educated like yourself, but on some level, ain't it all a game, sir?
It's helpful to think about it that way from time to time. The friends in my former student are certainly the most interesting. The others seem rather simple.
So, you know Stephanie, the wiry-haired one.
New is the better word.
How do you think she ended up all the way out here? I mean, people disperse, but Jesus, it's quite a coincidence.
Yeah. Well, you're not wrong. She always had spirit, and you never know. I mean, she looks enough like a tumbleweed. I guess it's not all that surprising that the wind carried her away from the city.
He laughs and he goes over to the open bar and fills a mug of beer for himself. I gotta say, sir, I like this buckwheat stuff that they brew out here. Strong. It's not like the light yellow piss that they brew in the cities.
Well, it's a tragedy that this region is the best at brewing the beer I like the least. Bring over that apple brandy if you don't mind.
Yes, sir. He fetches a glass of apple brandy and brings a serving decanter, a calf, or whatever. What do you call that thing you would carry?
Carafe.
I think I'm thinking of like a decanter, but anyway.
A decanter, yeah.
Decanter's the right word for a liqueur.
Dooley steps up. He says, I got a strange feeling, sir. I'm going to step outside for a minute. The animals are too quiet.
Dooley, you know I trust your instincts more than I trust my own eyes. Gone.
He quickly extends his man-catcher wand with a ratcheting clip, and it extends to from a length of 1 to say 4 feet. And he opens the door and
Brutus,
steps outside.
why don't you join him? You might learn something, and I can certainly take care of myself down here.
Yes, sir. Brutus likewise walks out and follows Dooley as he steps outside. And there's all of a sudden there's a glowing light at the top of the Simicron scepter, and that indicates an incoming graphic.
I bring it up.
Okay, raising your relay glove, you move in the ordained manner, and a red kind of ghost-like image of an individual appears projected out into the room before you. And the image gestures to you and spells out using the motion of a likewise gauntleted hand into a string and a cascade of red symbols as they fall and fade and change the familiar simographics. And it comes in as a mote saying that there's additional information been gathered about Stephanie Wynn.
Send it.
Among the notes that you read is one that says that she may have some special abilities that may make her dangerous, so take care in your investigation. And then an additional note says there's reason for us to believe that she can read simographics, which would be a shock to you, Alistair.
I ask about the source.
There's no response at this time. It's kind of a one-way transmission here, but you can send a message back, and one may come later on.
Yeah, I ask about the source and submit brief names and descriptions of the other members of the bar that I've talked to tonight to see if they have any notes regarding their. Oh, Caitlin's gone.
Okay,
regarding
wave
their
of your hand and a cascade of red symbols singed in the air. The Simicron scepter whirs and then clicks and dies, and the light fades in the gem at the top. And we return upstairs to our group in their room.
Just FYI, real quick, do I have to tell you that I keep my staff loaded up, or is that presumed until?
Oh yeah, you can tell me right now, and I'm got that considered then. Yeah.
Yeah. That's when in doubt, it's loaded.
Yeah, and when in doubt, for me, just you're always free to say like my character does this. I hold up a somnium gem and charge my staff.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah, because I presume that took something out of it, so
yeah,
I'm gonna plus it back up.
Let's try and pool our kind of knowledge base here. Maybe we can kind of come up with who these guys are, where they're from.
Who what are the men downstairs?
Yeah, the guys with the ropes.
Those
And
are
the hats.
those are servants to the law. They're catchers, and if they catch you, they'll take you to the fugue. Do you know what the fugue is?
No.
It's a prison of sorts, named for the wailing of the prisoners.
the fugue is a gigantic column of rock underneath the Crown Council Palace in the city of Bridges. This column of rock is carved out in a labyrinth of tunnels and cells that somewhat resemble a giant beehive. And in the center is a kind of giant watchtower. It's a panopticon situation. And in the fugue, political prisoners of the crown, known colloquially as accounts, the fugue's accounts, are there and are life prisoners to serve their sentence and have their somnium extracted for the purposes of sustaining whatever ends the Crown Council sees appropriate. The sequestration officers, or snags as they are called, are the sort of paid bounty hunters and special retrieval officers that work in this case for this solicitor on remote assignment. that's what you would know as if you've been to the City of Bridges. You would know that much as a character.
And I can tell you that these high solicitors, whoever you may think they are, Stephanie, or you think they once were, as soon as they become solicitors, they're very different people. They become men completely entrusted with the law, and they become corrupted by it. I cannot stress this enough. We don't know who we're dealing with. I think that our best bet might be taking Reinhardt's offer.
Well, I'm inclined to do that as well, but I also know that as soon as we're gone, he's going to sell us out as the people who killed the Baron. And then when are they going to stop chasing us down? I mean, aren't we trying to avoid fighting them? We're going to have to do it eventually.
Maybe when they find this contract that shows that Reinhardt was the one who hired us to kill the Baron.
I like it.
It's a little bit of a stretch, but I'm not done writing this just yet. Pin it back on him.
I like that. Yeah. Because otherwise, if we leave now, he's just going to sick them on us, and they'll be right behind us. He's not going to risk his neck for us, even though we saved his daughter, but I'm sure that's also not the first time his daughters had to be saved, so he stands to lose a lot, and he didn't really, we had to basically rope him into being the next Baron, so he's just going to want to go back to the way things were.
I don't know that I have the time to finish this document now, but I think that once we're far out enough, I might have the time to finish the documents up. If we leave them in an opportune place, it could get it off our backs.
If we leave, what is an opportune place? Why would they be anywhere on our trail unless we wrote them?
I have a feeling they'll be able to track us.
I think I understand what you mean, Stephanie, in that what would be a more opportune place than here and now?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I could try to finish them up as hasty as it may be. We don't have any sort of... Woody, do we have any...
All of a sudden, you hear a much smaller, lighter knocking coming not from the door that you recognize.
Ramirez? Is that you?
Make a perception check.
15.
All right, you trace the sound of this scratching and knocking, and you eventually find under the table in the corner, there's a little door cut, like a little mouse door cut into the molding.
I'm going to reach down and open it up.
Oh, little T, Bud, we've missed you.
Chimerius runs out from the wall and up the table leg and on the table. I came to warn you all.
Warn us of what?
Warn you of immorality.
Oh, really?
The Baron was an evil man. His reign was terror and genocide. Be truthful with this solicitor. Tell him of your deeds. You are in the right, and he will celebrate you. He will install you as a Baron.
How do you know that? I'm pretty sure he was just here to find out who killed him and bring him to justice.
Justice is a virtue. What is justice but the truth, the words spoken that are nothing but what has transpired?
Okay, I'm gonna cut you off there. I agree with what you're saying, and on a moral standing, I agree. But
you're naive, little rat.
Yeah, that's a little naive.
The law is not justice. The law is a system of powers. And those powers that be want to remain in power. And if you don't know how to climb that ladder, then you'll never arise through it.
Tell him of what happened. Tell him what you saw. Reveal the hidden chambers below the barony. If he sees this, he must know of all the evil the Baron is guilty of.
with all the dead bodies that we left there? You don't see a problem with that, little dude?
Trimerius is at a loss for words.
Well, here's the thing, is that if we want to take these guys over to the barony, we're not going to last that long to show them all the evil deeds that the Baron was into, right? We're just going to say, yeah, we killed the Baron, and then we're going to have nooses around our necks.
I'm gonna hastily work on forging the rest of this contract. I'm gonna start writing a new one that's pretty simple, that makes it look like it's an agreement for installing a new Baron as installing what's his name, Reinhardt as the new Baron, for like an assassination attempt. And I think that we should just leave this contract and the partial contract in the barony, and take this opportunity to escape on foot and dash out of here. And hopefully they'll take this guy will take this bait, and Reinhardt will hang for it rather than us.
Chimerius implores you all again. I urge you, speak the truth, and the truth will set you free. In any case, my fate is your fate. And he jumps off from the table and, in an effort to cling on to Dr. Cumberbund.
I want to take him with them. We appreciate what you have to say, but you'll see soon enough that we're doing the right thing here.
Human endeavors are a little more complex.
Well, now...
Suddenly, the door opens, and Reinhardt pokes his head in. Is like, This is my last chance that I extend to you. Crate is there. If you're going to leave, you must leave now." And he closes the door and walks out. So the group is at a flux here of what is going to happen moving forward. Perhaps they should come to a vote as to what happens here.
I vote that we get in the crate. I'll try my best to work on the papers while we're in it, and leave them behind when we get out of the crate.
Yeah.
I am on board with that. I'm voting to just leave as quickly as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay.
Okay.
Cool. If we're all aligned, then let's go get in that crate.
You move outside and down the hall, past the inn rooms, and into the door that would lead to the storehouse, the riverside of the upper story. Do you go through the door?
I want to listen at the door first to see if I hear anything inside of it.
Okay, make a perception check.
Nat 20, so I got a 28.
You don't hear anything on the other side of the door.
All right, cool. Yeah, I think we should go through.
Okay, you open the door and you move, and you see where Reinhardt has opened a crate near the open bay window. The moon shines in through there, and you see the crane platform rigged and waiting for you.
Yeah, let's all get inside, I guess. Who wants to be on bottom? Is it big enough for all three of us, or do we have to get on top of each other?
It's going to be a
All
tight
four of
squeeze,
us.
but it looks like you can all jam in there, kind of if your legs kind of tangle in together.
Okay, cool.
I'll
sure
just
you
jump
close.
in first. I'm already in.
Okay,
Right.
Stephanie's in.
I'm gonna try to get in as far away from Stephanie as possible.
And I'm going to touch him with my foot.
Okay, so you all load into the crate. Reinhardt quickly rushes in behind you, and he says, "Godspeed to you all. Now get the hell out of here." And he closes the crate door, chunk, and you can, all of a sudden the air goes very still, but there are a few small holes in the crate through which you can see and hear Reinhardt moving and, tightening down the lid of the crate. And he's not using any nails or anything, probably because he doesn't want to alert anyone. All of a sudden, after a few moments, you feel the crate lifting off the ground and the gentle turning of a pulley wheel as you are suspended out and into the night air. And from your vantage point, Dr. Cumberbund, you can sort of see out of one of the holes in the crate.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
And a few moments pass uneventfully before the crate gently sets down, and you can hear the sounds of the river rushing. And we're going to cut back into Alistair Robichaud.
Do I have a second to use the bathroom?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Since I shouldn't know what he's doing anyway.
Let's go camera 3 here, actually.
Is you ready for Wayne's World reference?
Camera 1, camera 2, camera 1, camera 2.
Extreme close up.
Whoa! All right. You're not locked, Woody, so I can't see whatever's going on.
Oh, yeah, I can lock it if you like.
There we go.
You can click on his.
I'm on my phone, so I don't know if I can.
Okay.
Oh, no, you have to slide to him. I'm on my phone, too.
Oh.
So the
At least
chief
that's how it
comes
works on my iPhone.
Oh, yeah. Driving mode. No. Ah, there we go. All right. So last I checked, I was getting intel, and the snags were outside.
There is a beacon that lights atop your Simicron staff, Alistair.
Okay. Send it.
And as you open this incoming moat, the comments read that the source of this moat is of special interest and is above your clearance level, essentially. But there are things in Stephanie's past that she may not remember. She has a history that the Crown would like to keep quiet.
Cool.
Does that strike me as pretty fucking weird?
Yes.
Okay, I thought it might. Yeah, I'll send back the most generic acknowledgement possible.
Okay. And whoopsies. So we move back to anything else. Let's give you just a minute of role play here, Dan, while I'm trying to set stuff up.
Yeah, sure. How long have they been upstairs?
In total, I would say, an hour and a half.
Okay. Yeah, that's too long by half. I must have been really into the moat research. Who else is around? Anybody?
The bar is empty, save yourself, and yeah, these guys are not actually here. My bad.
Okay, cool. Just making sure. All right. So, we have some strangers that have come to town and a dead man. It's like a bad novel. Seems unlikely that they'd be unrelated, but we must let the facts speak for themselves. I must take a closer look around the manor and see what can be found there. And I must really lean on Reinhardt. He does seem to be the one who's connected. And I do believe he's a touch afraid of me, which is useful and maybe a little bit entertaining. What to do? I am...
The door bursts open. Sir, You better get outside.
Let's go to what you got.
Something's been loaded onto a barge. It's headed out on the docks right now. Looks mighty suspicious.
Oh, strange time of night to do business. Who was operating the crane?
Dooley steps back outside.
I fucking grab my staff. Let's go.
Okay. Grabbing your staff. Yippee.
And where's Brutus?
Brutus is also outside.
All right, I tell him to go check the room.
They haven't yet come back in from when they stepped
Oh.
outside before.
All right, never mind.
And so you step outside, and just in time to see a barge pulling around the corner of the docks there.
Is there a visual representation of the barge that I'm missing?
We'll say there it is.
Okay. I am going to use the staff ability Spotlight as well as Keen Sight.
Okay.
To
So you ignite
tell what's going on in the dark there.
staff, and a powerful blast of light shoots out into the night, illuminating this barge as it goes around the corner. What is your bonus to your perception check?
6. I have dice. I have a roller program right now.
Okay, roll for it. Make a perception check.
All right, that's D20, right?
That's right.
Ooh, that's 7. That's not good.
You beam your spotlight onto the
Oh,
boat.
actually, hang on one sec. Let me make sure I did that right. Okay, yeah, no, it was a 7. Yep.
And you see that it's loaded with cargo, but you can't really see anything as it turns the corner and heads into the a little tributary headed towards the main current of the Vester.
Who's driving?
You don't see. You just kind of catch the tail end of the barge as it rounds the bend there. And I'm going to cut back to Dr. Cumberbund.
I want to make a perception check out of my little hole in the box.
As you're peering out through this hole, suddenly a bright blast of light hits you right in the eye, and you compulsively knock backwards, bumping your head against Stephanie.
Watch it.
Oh shit! He's onto us. He's onto us. He's out on the fucking dock. Reinhardt sold us out. But, well, I say we just got to play this off like Reinhardt snuck us out of here because he was guilty.
Yeah, we can show him the papers. Say we grabbed him off of him before he shoved us in this crate and put us on the river.
Mm-hmm.
Alistair, it is your initiative, and we're moving into a combat-type initiative turn order. So we're going to start with you, sir.
All right. I am going to use the staff ability Beam and light the wooden barge on fire.
Okay. So make an attack roll against this barge. It's basically slipping around. You're gonna have to chase it to get access to it. Line of sight here.
Oh, I thought it was going the other way. Okay.
No, it's headed out around the bend. That's why you had trouble seeing it before.
Wait, my staff moves like shit moves at light speed.
Well, I'm
Right?
just saying, like you saw it, like right at the end. You know, it's like don't even go.
Okay, yeah. I'm just checking. I'm just asking the question. It's
Yeah.
a light staff. It moves
Yeah.
at the speed of light.
Well, you just
Oh.
the thing was moving as you were making the beam. It rounded the corner here. Your
Totally
reaction
fine.
time is not at the speed of light.
Totally fine. All right, so we haven't talked about. Yeah, I'm totally cool. Whatever angle will get me the best vantage point.
Okay, you bound forward and you raise your Simicron staff, emitting a bright red concentrated beam of light towards the barge. Roll an attack roll.
So is that just the? We didn't talk about what my attack bonus was specifically.
Yeah, so it'll be a D20 and then whatever your dexterity modifier is, and that might be clumped under your other +2 section. So.
Yep. Cool. Okay, so D20 +2.
And as you're firing your beam, your snags run down the docks towards the barge.
Yep. I got a. Let me double check. That doesn't make sense.
You want me to roll for you, Dan?
Huh?
I can roll for you if you need.
No, I'm just trying to make sure I'm adding. So I got a 19.
Okay, so you emit this blast of light, and it strikes the barge. And go ahead and roll 2d6 fire damage.
3.
3, okay. It ignites the corner of a crate that's there on the barge, and it bursts into flame. And we'll go to Langdon now.
Is this the crate that we're in, or is it next to it, or what's the deal?
You don't notice. You maybe hear something striking a crate nearby.
Okay, cool. I'm going to use my last Somnium gem to summon my my hawk familiar outside.
Okay.
Outside of the what's it called? The ship?
Barge.
The barge, yeah. And that familiar let me see here. How long do we want it to last? We haven't talked about it.
I would say it lasts until you dispel it or until it dies.
Oh, okay, cool. I was thinking that it would only last for like a certain number of hours since it's a Somnium ability. But
being, and then it'll perish or be dispelled by you.
Okay, cool. And I'm gonna command it to fly at the High Solicitor and try to obscure his view.
Okay, so you use the Somnium piece and shoots a little beacon into the air, and you hear this cry. And it's this first time that you've summoned this hawk, but you've seen it in a dream sequence, I think, earlier. And with,
I did.
I think its name's Carolyn. Is this?
It could be.
I think if we were really careful when we flipped back through, there was a bird named Carolyn you referenced before. But anyways, this hawk swoops down, and Solicitor, you see this strange shining bird bearing down on you.
Did this guy just give me the bird?
I did just give you the bird.
God damn it. All right.
And, so let's go ahead and make an attack for your bird here, Langdon.
Yeah. No, it didn't. It got a 3. So.
Okay, yeah, and I don't have a miniature, but I will put a miniature together for your bird. I'll make a note of that.
Cool.
And so we move to Dr. Cumberbund.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna push open the lid.
Okay, make a strength check.
Hang on. How did I see him do the bird thing if he's not out of the crate?
You didn't see him.
Oh, I thought you said I did. Okay, no worries.
You saw the bird swoop down at you. They're still inside the crate, yeah.
All right, I got an 8 on my strength check.
Okay, you push against the crate, but you don't quite, you can't open it.
It's an odd angle.
Can I try and look out the hole again, see if I can see back towards the dock?
Yeah, sure. You peek out the hole, but you've rounded the bend and you can't see all the way up to towards where the Solicitor is. But you do see Dooley at the edge of the dock. He looks like he's considering jumping and see if he can reach the barge.
All right. I can see one of the snags. He's gonna swim over here to the barge. I can't get this shit open. Help me out.
Stephanie.
All right, I work with Dr. Cumberbund to push open the crate.
Just pushing upward?
Yeah.
Okay, make a strength check.
Could you do that for me? Since I'm.
What's your strength? You got an 18. I think you probably did it. So Stephanie brings her strong legs and pushes up against the crate, neatly popping the lid off, and you emerge into the night air.
I will look back at Dr. Cumberbund and say, "You loosened it for me," and then walk away.
You see all of a sudden Dooley motions to Brutus, the younger of the snags, to extend his wand, and they both kind of cast, like fly fishermen, their man catcher wands out to try to find purchase and on the boat. So I'm going to roll attacks, and actually I want you all to turn things on its head a little bit. I want you all to roll a defense die effectively. You can use your dexterity modifier. And so they're going to be attacking at a 15, and you have to beat a 15 to not get snagged by one of these man catcher wands.
I got a 7.
We should talk more about how much autonomy I have over them, because I had an idea that I'm not going to get to use now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you could shout out to them as they're doing this, like, you know, they are under your command. I'll give you a free action to shout at them.
Well, if I've seen them cast, I wouldn't say what I was going to say.
Okay, well, they were heading down to cast. We'll say that you've got a chance to, like, you know, call them off if you want to.
I don't want to call them off. I was thinking about pushing them with my push ability to the barge.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, we might get there.
Okay. Yeah, that's all.
They
But if
cast
they've got
off.
a target, fucking, yeah. Go.
And who failed?
I don't know. Can you check for me? I got a
yeah.
+2 on dexterity.
You succeed, Stephanie.
All right.
I'm still hiding in the crate.
Okay, you're down in the crate.
I did not want that crate to open.
Well, okay, I'll give you advantage then. So
Okay.
Roll twice.
I got a 15.
Okay, you beat it. So Langdon, all of a sudden, this bright kind of pink electric cord wraps around his shoulders, and there's this crackling sound as Dr. Cumberbund's face goes taut with pain, and all of a sudden you see him just yanked out of the crate, just like whoop, like a fish, you know, like out of water.
Okay.
And yeah, we'll go to Alistair now.
How is the fire spreading?
There's this one crate in the back that's on fire, but the fire is not really spreading at this point.
Okay, and which snag has somebody?
Looks like Dooley caught him a big one. I got one, sir.
Fine work, Dooley. Fine work. Brutus, get ready to fly, and then I'm gonna use the.
And just tell me if you want to move forward, Dan.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna however far I can move without taking a penalty.
Yeah, so we play pretty narratively with distance, you know.
Okay, cool.
Basically, the banana method is what we use. So the short part of the banana is near. The rest of the banana, the short part of the banana is close. The rest of the banana is near, and then anything beyond that is far. So you can move near in your turn unless you want to dash to do like a far movement, you know.
No, I'm going to use.
Would be free.
Yeah, I'm going to use near to keep up to pie the corner.
Okay. So you join the snags down at the dock.
All right, and then I'll speak as a free action because hopefully that's still a thing. And awesome, yeah. And I'll use the gauntlet ability Expulse on Brutus. And I feel like if I've been with these guys, we've had reason to practice this at least a little bit. Like this shouldn't be a total surprise to him.
You see Brutus brace himself for the expulsion.
All right, and can I tell how far away it is to the boat?
Yeah, maybe 30 feet.
Oh,
30 feet.
I hope it's 20, because that's all I got. I'm going to tell him to jump, and I'll try to push him from there.
Okay. So I'm going to roll a jump check for Brutus, and then what else does it say on your expulse ability?
Forcibly push a target backwards, which I think would be better expressed as away from me.
Yeah. In this case, that's
expulse and impulse. So yeah, push
Brutus
target away
rolled a
from
very
me.
good
5 to
roll on
20.
his jump. So give me a roll
Awesome.
to operate this, or do I?
I don't have like what is it?
We'll let you use your dex. What's your dex?
Well, the dex is +2, but the staff's a +3. But this is the gauntlet, not the staff.
Okay. Oh yeah, we'll do +2 for the gauntlet ability here. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So +2, bam, 12.
Okay, so you raise your gauntlet, your relay gauntlet, and with a bright flash of red light, a shockwave goes out and into Brutus's back, but he's already jumping off the dock as it does so, and Brutus flies forward through the night air and lands inside the crate next to Langdon. And just as Brutus is flying through the air, Dr. Cumberbund witnesses him move over him as he's dragged across the water and over to the dock. Okay, and we move to Langdon. Langdon, you have basically effectively a little surprise action here as Brutus kind of lands in a tumble inside the crate with you.
Cool. I'm gonna try to grapple him and hold him down, like pin him against the top, like the lip of the crate.
Okay. So let's grapple.
I got a 15.
Okay, Brutus, while he does look like a strong young man, must have been a little bit disoriented from the pulse, and you managed to get the upper hand on him and get him in a bit of a grapple here.
Brutus!
But you guys are currently tangoing.
And as a free action, I'm going to ask Stephanie to help me toss him. And then can my bird attack this round?
Yeah, if you give it a free action, you can give it one simple command, even though like you kind of shouted Stephanie, but we'll say, yeah, you can make a whistle or something, some very simple command, just it could continue to attack towards.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for, is that it can continue to, I'll whistle again and try to get it to attack.
Okay, so go ahead and roll for that.
It rolled a 14, so I don't know if there's any modifiers on that. But nat 14.
What's your HD, Alistair?
Scrolling up. It either doesn't say or I don't see it.
I'm thinking you got at least a 16 AC if I had to peg it as the running PM here.
Let me make sure that I'm not.
I could bring up the sheet, but
I don't see it on the sheet.
Okay, well, we'll say you got a 16 armor class. And for now, and we can kind of sort it out later, Langdon, but I think it's not an extremely like combat-oriented ability, this thing, but definitely, we'll talk it out. But I think this is the miss this time.
Cool, it's fine.
And so the bird swoops down, but the solicitor sidesteps and, kind of, anyways, evades the attack, the aerial assault. Alistair, would you remind me the mechanics of the staves? There's like a save to get out of them.
Of the what?
Of the the man-catcher wands.
Yeah.
Oh, let me pull that up real quick.
I think it's either a Constitution check or a.
I don't have that sheet, actually. I have a description, but I don't have a...
Oh, sorry, guys. I'm not organized.
Stat sheet.
Well, we'll say that with a successful strength check, that...
Hang on.
One of your weapons had like a paralyzing ability.
Exactly, yeah. It's a paralysis effect is what the snags are working off of. So that might make more sense as con. That's up to you.
Okay, yeah. So basically, when you got hit by this thing, Dr. Cumberbund, it had a paralyzing effect, and you're going to have to make a Constitution check or a will save in order to break that paralytic thing. In addition to the fact that you've been snagged by the man-catcher wand, so you get reeled back up on shore there, and Dooley says, little fishy," and
Way to be creepifying, Dooley.
towers over you. And yeah, you can try to.
I'm gonna make the con check to try and get out of it.
Okay, you have to beat a 14. Does it say a DC there, Alistair?
No, this is totally on the fly for the moment.
Oh,
Yeah, I've
man.
got a file on it. I should have had it on file. I'm sorry, guys.
I got a 6. So, am I? Where's the thing binding me?
Like over your arms, like it's sucked in, kind of like above your elbows.
Not the neck. I'm disappointed.
Well, yeah, I failed miserably on the check, so.
Okay, so Dooley hauls you up on your feet and kind of holds you feebly upwards, and holds the man catcher wand, kind of uses it to brace you up. Stephanie, it is your turn.
This is a little bit out of order, but replying to the last thing Langdon said to me, I'm going to give him a curt nod and then try to push what was Brutus. Brutus overboard.
Okay, so they're engaged in a grapple here. I'm going to have you make an attack against him, just like could be, strength-based.
Okay, I have my character sheet here, but I'm pretty sure my strength modifier is +2. Nope, +1. I'm not as strong as I thought it was. I don't have dice, so.
You want me to roll for you?
Yeah, +1. Thank you.
We'll go with Fergus just rolling for you.
Alright, you got 12.
Alright.
Okay, so you grab the back of Brutus and you struggle with him, but you don't really manage to budge him. And we move back to Alistair.
All right. All right, so I see that Cumberbund is subdued by Dooley, and that Brutus is being grappled.
Yes. You also happen to see this little skiff behind you, moored up at the dock here.
Oh, that's what that is. Yeah, I'm going to order myself and Brutus onto it. Do I still have enough left to make another action?
You could do like a close action, like a 5-foot step onto the boat, but you could attack first, so you could do one attack, one move type thing.
That's fine. I'm first off, I'm going to order Brutus and the prisoner onto the boat. And while they're doing that, I'm going to use... so are they all... I don't know what the grappling rules are here. Are all three of them successfully grappled with one another?
I think that Langdon and Brutus are engaged in the grapple, and Stephanie failed to enter that grapple, basically.
Okay, I am
I'm not
going
100% up on my grappling rules. I'm doing like a simplified version here.
No, that's all good. I just wanted to make sure that that's what the failed check meant. I'm going to target Stephanie with stun from my gauntlet.
Okie dokie. You might be just a little bit far out of range for that, I think.
Oh, okay. Then
what does it say on the range there?
It does not.
Yeah, I think you got to be a little bit more in the near range here, and I just let me know if you need me to zoom out on the kind of perspective here.
That would help me keep the whole picture in mind. Yeah. I'm not worried about that. I just want to see. Okay, got it. Yeah.
I forgot you're on a cell phone too, so sorry about that. I'll try to make some better.
No, it's okay. This is working just fine. I am.
You can shoot another beam. You could target a beam at him.
Yeah.
They're trying to attack, but make your decision here.
Yeah. I'm going to use impulse on Stephanie. I'm going to try to pull her toward me.
Okay. So we'll say you go to the tip top of the dock here. And I'm gonna say that this boat is continuing to drift downriver too, so this is part of your range.
Right.
As it rounds the corner, you have a chance to shoot an impulse beam and try to draw something from over there. So we'll say that if you succeed, you specifically draw Stephanie. If you fail close, then you are going to draw another object towards you. And if you fail completely, there's no effect really. So
all good.
We're going to have you basically just make an attack roll, dexterity based again, and against Stephanie's armor class.
Okay. All right. I only got a 7. I'm going to presume that's a crit or a fail.
All right. You send out an impulse, and it causes the flaming barrel to flip towards you and land in the water with a de-escalating thud and a fizz, and float there as the barge kind of rounds the corner.
I'm going to use a free action to yell "Con!"
Step in the boat,
nice
then?
guy. Yeah.
Okay, you and Dooley step in the boat. Dooley pushing Dr. Cumberbund over and into a pile on the boat. And there you go. Whoops, we're loaded up. I'm assuming you're taking points.
Yeah.
I just get snagged.
You done Ben's
Been
name.
snagged. Hi, Sam.
Dooley,
Now
Hi.
you're getting kidnapped.
Where's Jerry?
is Sam here?
Yeah, he's been here.
I've been here for like 10 or 15 minutes.
Oh, I don't see you on mine.
I saw him, but it seemed weird to just be like, Jerry!
Oh, do you want to join in?
Save us, Jerry.
Can he drunkenly stumble out into this? That would be
Yeah,
That's
just
exactly what I want to do, yeah.
Sleeping in the bottom of the crate.
Jerry's gonna save me.
Here we go. Okay, now you're in. Jerry, you stumble out of the bar. You're kind of late to the action.
Out of the bar.
Out of the public house.
Okay, so what do I witness happening?
You stumble out just in time. You've been sleeping off a killer hangover from the night previous that lasted all the way into the night current. And you step outside in time to see a strange exchange going on between these two, you see this scene out in front of you basically. Dr. Cumberbund. Dr. Cumberbund is thrown aboard this skiff. And a half-orc with a kind of noose wand and a man in a black leather duster with a tall, gleaming kind of mechanical scepter. They push off from the dock and start to float down with Dr. Cumberbund kind of like a fish out of water flopping back.
Oh. I'm going to drop my hair of the dog that I have in one hand and pull out my pickaxe and haul ass down to the dock, see if I can catch the boat.
Okay. So you haul ass, stumbling and buttoning your pants as you go, and rush past the medicine cart and down to the dock. And it looks like if you take a running leap, you might catch the skiff before it kind of pushes too far far off. So let's have you make a jump check. It can be strength based.
Okay. I got a 12.
Okay, yeah, you jump and you manage to grab the lip of the boat behind, or the little platform behind Dr. Cumberbatch. And yeah, your boots go underwater though. And we're going to. Oh yeah, and you say something, Jerry.
That's the ticket!
Jerry!
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 Okay, we cut back to the scene
Hold
unfolding.
on, Cumber buddy!
Hold on here. Where's our? Why it's not letting me switch scenes? There we go. Okay, we're back on the barge, and there's much ruckus going on. Brutus and Langdon tumble over each other, and Brutus is going to try to dominate the grapple here. Langdon. Is Langdon there?
Yeah, no, I'm here.
See, I guess I can only see 4 participants at a time. I guess that's what's going on. Anyway.
Get a bigger monitor, bro.
He fails to turn the grapple. So, Langdon, it's your turn, I think.
Yeah, I think it is.
Turn up my order because of the camera here.
I'm gonna go ahead and I want to draw my rapier and stab him in the side.
Okay, you draw your rapier and you plunge it towards, and we're gonna give you like, what is appropriate here? I think we definitely give you advantage. And I don't think he's prone or anything, so I think we give you advantage. Does anybody contest that?
I got an 18.
Okay, so you slice into Brutus. Roll damage.
10 damage.
Oh, yikes, okay.
Woo!
You gore Brutus, and he screams out in pain. Ah!
And I'm gonna whisper in his ear something only that he and I know.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm playing Brutus, so yes.
I'm gonna type it to you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so we move on to whose turn is it? Cumberbund?
I guess.
Yeah, I went after Cumberbund last time.
Okay.
Okay, Cumberbund, and help me keep track of the order here, guys.
Cool. Yeah, I'll make another attempt at freeing myself from the snag here.
Okay.
Come on, baby. 15?
15. I think you are, with a 15, you have now jolted yourself out of the paralysis.
Okay.
But you are still bound by the rope.
All right. I'm going to make an attempt to reach for my little hand crossbow thing, which is on my belt somewhere.
Okay, we'll have you make a dexterity-based check. It's going to be a tricky one since you're tied up. I'm going to give you disadvantage on this roll.
Okay. All right. We got 18 and a 9.
Okay, you don't quite manage to grab your crossbow.
Dude, I'm pretty short on good rolls, so you just burned one.
Oh my god. Brutus is gritting his teeth in pain and in horror at what Langdon whispered into his ear. Jerry, whose turn is it? Stephanie. I suppose it's Stephanie's turn, right?
Me. Yeah. I kind of dejectedly but seriously try once more to shove the now wounded Brutus, bleeding, afraid, and into the river.
Yes.
+1, Fergus.
Oh, okay. Oh, she got 20.
Oh, nice.
Okay, she shoves the shouting Brutus as Langdon withdraws his rapier, and he trips over the lip of the crate and falls backwards, splashing into the water.
Brutus, you incompetent shit.
And whose turn is it now?
I think it's me.
I think it's
Yeah,
you.
it is.
It's got to be.
Mr. Rowe,
God.
ship, you see your man splash into the water.
All right. Can I roll a perception check to see if I realize what's going on behind me as well? I mean, like, do I need a perception check to have noticed the dude on our boat?
Yeah, we'll say that you got to do a perception and notice Jerry coming in. Well, I think you probably heard him, but just roll
Right.
against failure here.
All right. That's that. Okay.
Perception's a tricky thing. You got a lot on your mind right now.
Yep. You're not wrong. That's a 24.
Okay, you hear a splash and a thud behind you as a strange man. Describe yourself, Jerry.
So, shorter than average, bearded not only on my face, but many other places on my body. Got a gross headband that's all sweaty and stuff, probably. Currently smell like beer. And, yeah, my catchphrase is, "That's the ticket."
Jerry's pickaxe is stuck in the side of this boat, and he's hanging on by it as it drags in the water behind it. And we're going to give a minute of dialogue between Jerry and Cumberbund as Cumberbund shakes himself from the paralysis here. You're just a timer's worth of dialogue here. Some quick exchange.
What the hell happened, Cumberbund?
I got grabbed by a snag from the City of Bridges, and they're gonna fuck us up. They know what happened.
They're trying to fuck you?
Yes, they are.
Okay, and we go back to Alistair.
I'm going to use talking as a free action to say, "What fresh hell is this?" And then I'm going to order Dooley to kick that dude in the face.
Which dude, Jerry?
That's up to. I'm just going to say, kick that motherfucker in the face, and that's up to Dooley's experience.
With a grunt, Dooley jumps up on the platform and resolutely kicks Dr. Cumberbund in the face. With a 15.
Oh!
Dealing 4 points of damage as he kicks him in the side of the head.
You didn't mean me, you idiot.
Dooley grunts. Alistair.
All right. Okay. Can I? So I got the two of them on the other thing. I'm going to. Okay. First of all, I presume recharging my scepter is a turn.
An attack action.
Oh.
Actually, even a movement action. All you have to do really is hold up a piece of somnium and have it be absorbed by your staff.
Yeah. Okay. In that case,
so you can do that and also attack.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna reload one charge, which will bring me up to 2 total, and then I'm gonna burn it on. Hang on. Yeah. I'm gonna burn it on beam and try to reignite the boat.
Okay. So, a beam shoots out from your staff towards the boat. Make an attack roll.
All right. All right. I got a 12, and I am just aiming for the hull of the boat, center mass.
Okay, so you hit the fairly large target of the boat, and well...
And then immediately suicide. My work here is done.
Who's
And,
in the water right now?
2d6 damage.
That's another snag. I stabbed him, said something vulgar, and then Stephanie tossed him in the water.
All right, I got 8 damage.
Okay, so the once again the hull of the barge here ignites in flames, and there's a hole kind of burst in the back that starts to take on a bit of water.
I'm gonna yell at Brutus.
Brutus reaches an arm up and attempts to pull himself up onto the boat as it nears him. And I'm going to roll for that. Unfortunately, he grips at the side and kind of can't quite find purchase, and he slips back towards the rear of the boat, bringing him in direct path with Jerry. Whose turn is it now?
It's Langdon's.
Langdon, it is your turn.
So what the fuck is happening with the boat? It's
It has been hit by a laser, and it's now burning and has a small leak.
Oh wait, you skipped me.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that was my fault. Sorry, Jerry.
Oh, did I? Okay, yeah. So as Brutus drifts beside the boat, he comes up in front of Jerry here. So Jerry, this half-orc with a sopping wet, wide-brimmed hat and a strange kind of dog catcher kind of magic device in his hand is floating towards you.
Huh. Is he close enough that I could reach out to him? Is he conscious?
He looks wounded, but he's conscious, yeah.
Can I try and, while he's floating past, can I try and grab the thing from his hand?
Yeah. So he floats near you, and he's clutching this man-catcher wand. So go ahead and make an attack.
Okay.
I'm going to give you disadvantage because you're hanging from your pickaxe with one hand and reaching out with the other, but otherwise a normal attack.
So that's 2 rolls. I take the lowest.
Yep, but you can still add your strength and everything to it.
Okay. Dang, this one of them was a 20. So I got a 13.
Okay, so you grab onto the wand, but you don't quite rip it out of his hands. So now he's dragging behind you as you're holding on to his man-catcher wand. And you have another action, like move equivalent action, basically. You could try to pull, you could let go, you could, whatever.
Can I try and kick him?
Yeah, well, yeah, sure. You can try and kick him.
Okay.
Is this the one that I'm connected to?
No, that's
Aren't his
the other
legs
guy.
underwater?
What's that?
Aren't his legs underwater?
Yes.
Yeah, but I'm like spread like this. I could definitely drag behind a boat and kick someone.
I'm just asking a question.
You're kicking backwards at him, yeah.
I got a 14.
Okay, you kick at him, but you kind of hold him fast here. Doesn't have much effect on him. And so, Langdon, we do now move to you.
I'm gonna go to the back of the boat, and I'm gonna try to scoop up some water in my hat. And while I do that, I'm gonna, with one hand, with the other, I'm gonna point to Alistair and say, "Caroline, swoop!" And
I didn't
try to
know
get
you had
my.
a hat.
Oh yeah, I've had a hat the whole time.
I didn't know you had a hat.
This would have changed a lot of things if you might have told me that you had a hat. So you send your.
I live in the wild. Of course, I'm gonna have a hat.
Once again, towards this Alistair, you're pestered once again by this magical bird of prey.
Carolyn got an 18.
Okay, that sounds like a hit. What do you have as your damage dice on that?
I don't. We only said that she would exist, so.
Let's do like a D4 plus 1.
Okay, that sounds good. 3 points of damage.
Okay, 3 points as this thing swoops and pecks at Alistair at the front of the ship. And anything else there?
I want to toss the water that I collected in my hat onto the fire.
Okay, make a check with that. Let's do it a dex check if you don't have anything more relevant.
Yeah. 11.
Okay, you kind of try to flop your hat, but you kind of it doesn't work so well. You think it's a good idea, but poorly executed. You don't manage to put out the spreading fire. And
This is one dry boat.
Now it was hit by like a superheated blast of light. It didn't just like spark up from a grill, like a
frickin' laser beams.
It's also a very floppy hat, so.
It's Dr. Cumberbund.
Dr. Cumberbund.
So,
Dr. Cumberbund, as you're lying there, Dooley steps past your head and clicks he kind of twists his wand, and where it connects to where the rope connects to the wand lets loose. And so like you're still tied in it, but he's no longer connected to it. He kind of disconnected it, and he steps forward, and a new noose kind of appears at the end.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna make another attempt to let's see. Yeah, I guess reach for my crossbow at my belt.
Okay.
9.
Damn, dude.
Same as last time, dude. My rolls have been crappy, except for that 20 that I rolled for Caitlin.
Okay, yeah, you reach in vain once more for your belt, and Dooley turns to say, "I ain't forgotten about you." And he turns you over with his foot, and you flop face down onto the deck of the boat.
Ain't forgotten about him. He just soccer kicked him in the fucking dome a turn ago.
Just because he forgot about him.
Can I get a sense for how tightly I'm bound here and
You're bound about the shoulders, but you think you might be able to wriggle loose.
All right.
Who's next here?
Start wriggling.
You had jumped over Caitlin.
No, I go after Fergus.
No, you go after me. Oh, okay.
No, that would make sense, but that is not what we have been doing.
Okay, my bad. I was like, I thought you went after me. My bad.
I am going. How? Sorry if this has been covered. How quickly is this river going?
You're not quite on the main current yet. You're on this little tributary outlet that goes to the public house, but you're quickly approaching the main current of the Vester, and both boats are picking up speed here. Maybe let's say 15 miles an hour.
Okay, I jump off. I'm abandoning ship, and on my way off, Langdon. And now I'm jumping, and I'm gonna swim to the other ship.
Okay.
Or try to. I guess.
Into the water, swimming for the other skiff.
Whoa! When you jumped into the water, it created such a wave effect that it pushed the whole public house away.
You might have been picturing Stephanie as a wayfish woman, but you should have been picturing her as someone much more substantial.
Good lord.
Very dense.
Welcome to the BBW Express.
Oh my god.
Okay. Yeah. Anything else, Stephanie? You're swimming towards the boat?
Yeah, I'm trying to get to the boat. That's all. And I yelled Langdon.
Working along with the current and along with them coming the other direction, you quickly reach the boat. And are you trying to grab onto the boat or anything?
Yeah, I'm trying to get onto the boat. I'm trying to pull myself up.
Okay. You got City Skinner in hand?
I do have City Skinner in hand.
The fuck is that?
Well, make an attack roll. It's her giant wicked knife.
Oh.
Fergus. Hey, Fergus. Hey, Dr. Cumberbund.
You got a base roll of a 6. You might want someone else to roll for you.
Okay, so that's a 7.
All right, so you stab your knife, and it kind of skids along, cutting a little gouge along the side of the boat, and you find yourself heading towards Gary. Okay, who's next?
What is this monkeys in a barrel nonsense going on here?
Who's next here?
It's Alistair.
Alistair.
All right.
You have direction over your men, sir.
Yeah. Well, first I'm gonna speak and say this is nonsense. If you cooperate, we can all make it out of this alive.
Make a charisma check, Alistair.
I was actually going for an intimidate check, if that's okay.
Yeah, well, intimidate would be under charisma, so go ahead and make an intimidate check then.
Thank you.
I guess I should add, and if not, I don't care if the river takes you.
Okay.
Oh, dismal. 13. Considering the check.
You're still fairly intimidating when you say this, and you speak with authority. I don't think anyone would have any reason to doubt your sincerity on both accounts, both in making it out alive and the option of letting the river carry you away. Anything else?
Yeah, I still need to... Well, first of all, I mean, I'm going to listen for a response briefly.
Okay, I'll give everybody like a couple words here to respond with in this.
Wait,
short...
can we say the original statement again? Sorry, I got caught up in the.
Give it some theatrics here, Alistair.
Me. Sorry. All right. This is nonsense. If y'all cooperate, everybody makes it out of this alive, and if you don't, I don't care if the river takes you.
Jerry.
I'm not gonna let you take my friends away.
Dr. Cumberbatch.
I can barely hear you. There's a lot of water in my ear right now.
Untie us. Call off your goons.
Yeah, I surrender. Help me up.
I don't say anything. I make no response.
All right, what's your order, Alistair?
All right. Do I get a perception check about Stephanie?
Yeah, you hear what she says, and you notice that they're compliant. Although you see Langdon drifting out there, and yeah, you're focused on the gang nearby here.
No, I'm sorry. I mean, do I believe her?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Okay.
You believe?
Cool. Yeah. All right then. I am. Well, I mean, how's the barge looking? How much has the fire progressed? Does it look like that's going to stop anytime soon?
It looks like he's putting out the fire. Want us to haul him in, sir?
You better, Dooley.
Dooley reaches down and pulls Brutus and Jerry up onto the deck.
And then, yeah, I'm going to have Brutus cooperate, obviously. Maybe if he can reach down and help Stephanie. And then
Brutus, somewhat resentfully, holds his side, lowers his man-catcher wand, and tries to snap it shut on Stephanie's hand. He rolls a 3, so he doesn't succeed at doing that. But you can elicit to grab at him if you want, Stephanie.
Yeah, I try to grab at him, and I say, "Use your hand. I'm not an animal."
He grimaces and
And as he's pulling me up, I want to wink at him.
What is your intention there?
It's just a, kind of a fuck you wink. You're familiar with that concept?
All right.
We all lump up into the boat, and as the boat picks up speed, the barge, with a lighter load, and despite the fact that it is taking on a little bit of water, starts to jet out a bit more ahead of you. And things looks like Langdon is about to catch the main current of the Vester and start to take off here.
All right.
So with this, we're going to do our closing statements and go around here.
Nice.
So starting with Jerry.
Well, I don't know what I got myself into here. I don't really know what I got myself into last night, but in any case, I'm not quite sure how I ended up on this boat or where we're going or what the nature of this abduction is, but I don't plan to just stand by idly and let this stranger take away all my friends and leave me drunk in the bar.
Okay, Dr. Cumberbund, you roll over and sit up with your hands bound fast at your waist or at your sides.
Alright, my situation's getting a little bit better. I thought I was going to be on my own there for a while. But something tells me maybe this Alistair character can maybe be won over a little bit. But at the same time, I'd kind of like to see these snags meet their end. I was worried about Jerry yesterday. Still worried about Jerry.
Okay, Stephanie.
I am sad to witness Langdon making no moves to rectify his solo situation, as I felt like for the very first time we had maybe a brief moment of camaraderie. And I am, to myself, so very sure that I was right about those documents. What are we going to do now? Dump them in the river? That'll look like someone definitely set up the barony now. Not like we lost them on this well-known river battle. Follow-up point. Timerius, is he just going to wait for us to make friends to come out of Dr. Cumberbund's pocket? Did he get paralyzed too? What the fuck is that dude's deal?
Okay, good question.
Oh, and I'm happy Jerry's back.
And Langdon.
Well, good riddance to bad trash, I guess. I never really wanted to hang out with the likes of them anyway. Got caught up in all of Jerry's nonsense only because he shipped me down the river for only a couple of pence. But and all of this is all too complicated. Getting the High Solicitor involved with it, I wasn't the one who killed the Baron. I had nothing to do with that. So all in all, let's just leave that all behind. Though I don't know, I can't seem to shake the feeling that I had some sort of camaraderie. What with the boy and the girl and Jerry and the like, I do feel a little bit of guilt leaving them all behind to their end. And what is my life but constantly drifting away from family again and again and again.
Okay, and Mr. Alistair.
This man really believes that I am out of fire. He really believes that I am not going to burn the skin off of his bones, either now, from here, or after we catch him. This is brutal. This whole affair has been uncivilized. I love it.
Okay, and with that, we'll close things down. I'll stop the recording. If anybody wants to hang out for a little bit, feel free. If you got to go, then you got to go.